Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Excel Sessions, and in this video we will learn about user form used in VBA. VBA user form is an useful dialog box which can interact with user to take inputs. VBA provides different controls like button, list box, combo box, checkbox, which we can use in user form to make it interactive. To create user form, go to VBA editor, click on insert menu and select user form. A blank user form will appear. The toolbox is also visible, which have all the required basic controls. If property window is not open, press F4. To create user form, we will use user form, toolbox and the properties window. It's a good practice to make a design on paper first. I have created one, and accordingly we will create the user form. In the design I used maximum controls so that we can practice of these controls in this session. So let's start adding controls on user form. So to add the control, drag it to the user form and place on the required position. As per design, drag labels, text box, combo box, list box, checkbox, option buttons, spin button on the form. Click label in the toolbox and drag it to the user form as per our design. Similarly, you can drag the text box and place it on the required place. For combo box, which we will use for class and section, place it on the required place. If required, you can change the width and height of the user form. All the controls are available on the toolbox, so you can drag one by one and can place it on the user form. So I have placed all the controls except the option button. For option buttons, place the frame first. When we use frame for option button, VBA automatically create a group of all the option buttons we will place in the frame, and then user can select any one of the option. Drag two option buttons, place it on the frame. So now the design is ready. As per the design, we have placed all the labels, text boxes, combo box, spin button, option buttons, frame, list box, checkbox, and the command buttons on the user form. Now we will update the properties of the control. Properties of control is visible in the properties window, and the property window will show the property of the selected control on the user form. So now currently it's showing properties of the combo box. If you select option button, it will select the properties of the option button. To check the properties, you can directly select the control in the drop down of the properties window. So checkbox 1, and then it will automatically select the checkbox 1 in the user form, and the properties of the checkbox 1 is visible here. Select all the controls using Control A. Click on spin control. Now I've selected all the controls except the spin button. Now the properties window will show the common properties of the selected controls. Select the font property. Click on button showing the three dots. It will open the font dialog box. Change the font name to Sitka Text and size to 12. Click OK. Now select both the option buttons, and in the properties window, change the font to Sitka Text and size to 12. Click OK. For each control on user form, the name and caption is important. the name property is used in VBA code and caption value will appear on the user form. Now select a label and the first label is for roll number. So change the caption to roll number. Second is student name. Change the caption to name. The third option is for class and section. So change the caption to class and section. You can change the width and height of the controls in the user form. Now similarly, we can change the caption of each control. So in this way, we have changed the caption of all the labels, the frame, the radio buttons or the option buttons and the checkbox. Similarly, we can change the caption of all the command buttons. So select any command button and as per design, change the caption. Now to do the alignment of all the controls, first select all the labels in the user form. Now when you select multiple controls, the last selected control appears with the white handles on the boundary rather than the black handles. Now when VBA do the alignment, all controls with black handles will be aligned or resized according to the control having the white handle. So here the first label roll number is with white handle. So all other labels will be aligned according to the first label. So go to the format menu option, click on align and select left. Now all the labels are now left aligned. Similarly, select all controls on the right using control button. Go to format menu option, click on align and select left. Now all the right hand side control is also left aligned. Now for other controls where we need input from user, change the control name. The best practice is to follow a standard so that we can easily use the name while writing the macro. So for the text field, we'll start the name with txt. For roll number text field, txt roll number. Similarly, for text field 2, txt age because the age text field is selected. Now it selected the address text field, so txt address. Similarly, for combo box, start the name with cbo class. For another combo box, cbo section. For list box, start the name with lst hobbies. So in this way, we have changed the name of each control on the user form which we want to use in the VBA code. Select both the drop down and change the style property to 2. So using the style 2, we will not allow user to write any option which is not available in the combo box. Now for the age field, select the spin control and change the minimum property to 3 and the maximum property to 20. So now when user use spin control, the value can be between 3 to 20. Now change enabled property of age text field to false. It will make the text field disabled and user will not be able to change the value in the text field. For address field, change the multi-line property to true. So now the user will be able to write the address in multiple lines in this text field. Now for the option buttons, select the mail option button and change the value to true. Now this property will make the mail checkbox selected by default. So now this option is selected in the design itself. For list box, change the multi-select property to 1 FRM multi-select multi. Now this option will allow the user to select multiple items. If we select option number 2, then the user have use control button to select multiple items. For another label of list box, drag the label and place it next to the list box. Change the caption to select any three. Change the font color to red using 4 color property in properties box. Change the style to bold using font property. Now select the user form and in the properties window, change the name to FRM student. Change the caption to student form, which will be available in the title bar of the form. Now we can place one more control, which is picture box. So because the toolbox is not available, so go to view option and select toolbox, click and drag the image control, change the width or height as required. Now we have assigned name to each control. Click on run button to check if any change is required in the position or size of the control. Now type any name in the text field and you find that the height of text field is small. Now close the user form. Now select all the text boxes and the combo box. Now in properties window, change the height to 22. Press enter. Now run the form again. Type the name. Now the name is clearly visible. So form design is complete and now we will work on the macro part. So first of all, we have to make the form visible. So to make the form visible, we have to write a sub procedure. So in VBA, now add a module, right click and select module in the insert option. In code window, write a subroutine sub show form, type frm student dot show. Go to the student form Excel sheet and add a button. Go to the developer, insert and in ActiveX control create a button. Right click on the button, select properties, change the name to CMD show form and caption to open student form. You can change the font size to 16. OK. Double click the button and VBA will create event handler for click event of the button. Now inside the procedure, type call show form. Now when the user will click on the button, it will call the subroutine show form and the show form will show the student form. Now go to the Excel again. The button is already selected. It means we are in designing mode. So go to the developer. The design mode is highlighted. Click on design mode. Now click on the button. It will show the user form. Now when we close the user form, it triggers the terminate event of the user form. So now again go to the VBA editor and double click on the user form. By default, it will create click event of the user form. Now select terminate event in the right drop down. Now inside the terminate event handler, type unload me. The unload method releases the memory. Now to show the values in the combo box and the list box, when user opens the form, double click on the form and select activate event in the right side drop down. Now it will add the activate event handler for the user form. Type CBO class dot add item and then class name. Add item method is used to add an item to the list of values in combo box and list box. The value to display is used in double quotes. Here we have to use add item statements for the same object multiple times, so we can use with statement with object name. Type with object name, which is CBO class. Close the statement using AND with. So we have added the item for the combo box of class, section and the list box for hobbies. Now go to the Excel sheet again and click on the Open Student Form button and select the combo box. The added items are available. In the list box, we are able to select multiple items without using control button. Close the user form. Now in the picture box, to select any logo or image, select the image control and in the picture property, select the required image. To fit the selected image in image control, select the control and change the property image size mode from option 0 to 1. The selected image is completely visible in the image control. Now run the user form and selected image is completely visible in image control. Now select the roll number field and press tab button and see whether the cursor is moving in the correct order or not. To change the order of the fields, we can use tab index property. So close the form and in the form select the first field and change the tab index property to 1. Change the tab index property of name field to 2. And similarly, we can change the tab index property of each field so that when user press tab button, it will move the cursor in the correct order. So I have changed the tab index property of each control. Run the form. The cursor is on the first field. Press the tab button and the cursor will move in the correct order. Now to show the value of a spin button in each text field, double click on the spin control and inside the change event type txt age dot text is equal to spin control name dot value. Now run the form. Now change the spin control. The value will change in the text field. Also, the value will not go above 20 and less than 3 because the minimum and maximum value is set to 3 and 20. Now to write the macro for clear button in the user form, double click on the clear button and in the click event to clear all the text fields, type clear all text fields. Now in module, create another procedure with the same name and inside the procedure create a variable for the control. So dim mic control as control and then we'll apply a loop to check each control type. So for each my control in FRM student dot controls. Next, and inside the loop we will check the type of the control, and if it's a text field or text box, then we will change the value property to blank. In the next we can write next my control. Now this code will check type of each control of user form, and if it's a text box it will clear the value of the text box. Close the if statement. Now go to the user form, run the user form, type anything in the text fields, click clear button, and it will clear all the text fields. Now to write the macro for the close button, in the user form double click on close button and type unload me. Now again go to the user form, run the user form and click close. It will close the user form and remove it from the memory. To write the macro for the submit button, double click on submit button. Now to store value from form controls in worksheet database, first we will identify the next blank row available. So declare a variable at global level, type dim blank row as integer. Now inside click event of submit button, type blank row equals to worksheet function dot count a worksheets database sheet dot range a column to indicate plus 1. Now the count a function will return the last filled row in column A of database sheet, and the plus 1 will give the first blank row in column A. Now to store value in corresponding column of worksheet database, type with worksheet database, close the with statement using and with, and then we will use cells property where the first parameter is the row number, which is given by the blank row, comma, column number is 1 equals to txt roll number dot text. Similarly, for second column, which is for name, blank row, comma 2 equals to txt name dot txt. Now similarly, we can store the values of other fields into the corresponding cells of the worksheet. So for all the other remaining form controls, we are copying the value into the corresponding cells. Now here for the option button, we have used variable gender, and for list box values, we have used the variable hobbies. Now to get gender value, I have to declare a variable gender. So dim gender as string. Now to check the selected option, use if statement. So type if opt male dot value, then gender equals to male, else gender equals to female. Close the if statement using and if. The if statement says that if male option box is selected, then the value of gender variable will be male, else the value of gender variable will be female. To get the value of list box, again we will declare the variable hobbies, dim hobbies as a string. Multiple values can be selected in the list box. So we will declare one more variable, hobby count as integer. Create a loop to get all the selected values in the list box. For hobby count is equal to 0 to lst hobbies dot list count minus 1. Next, So list count property will gives the total number of values available in the list box. Now for every item, we will check whether the item is selected or not. So we will use if statement, if lst hobbies dot selected hobby count, then and if, and within if statement, if the value is selected, then hobbies is equal to hobbies ampersand, will give space ampersand lst hobbies dot list hobby count. So now we have captured all the values of the form control. After the submitting the information, type a message box to display a message that data added successfully, comma VB information. Now after the submitting, to clear fields in the form control, so we will call the sub procedure which we have created earlier and available in the module 1. So this subfunction will clear all the text field after submitting the data. Now run the user form, enter the information, click submit button, and the information is updated in the data. It is showing the message box, and when we click OK button, text boxes in the user form is cleared. Enter further information, click submit. The data is stored in the next available row, showing the message box. Click OK. It will clear all the text fields on the user form. Close the user form. Now we can add validation in the form. Now one validation is to check mandatory fields should not be blank. So before submitting, declare a variable dim my control as control. Create a for loop for each my control in frm student dot controls will check the type of the each control, and if it's a text box, then we will check if the text property is blank, then we'll show a message box that field is blank. VB critical, and then we will exit from the sub procedure. Close the if statement. Now also we will check for the combo box, else if type name my control is equal to combo box, then if my control dot value is equal to blank, then message box field is blank, VB critical, exit sub procedure, close the if statement, close the for loop using next, my control, run the user form, keep the field blank, click submit button, and it will throw error message that the field is blank. Click OK. Close the form using close button. Now we will learn how to use multi-page control in user form and how to add search, modify, and delete functionality in the user form. I have made some changes in the existing user form. Change the field name from roll number to admission number. Add new fields, father name and the contact number. Change the tab index property of each field. Change the button color using the back color property of the buttons, showing minimum age in the age text field when user form activated. By default, the first value is selected in the list box. added data in the database sheet. Before saving data from user form using submit button, we are checking the individual text fields and the combo box for the blank values. We have commented the earlier code which we have used to check the blank values. To show the minimum age in the text field when the user form activated, we have added the code in the user form activate event. Similarly, to select the first value in the list box, selected property of list box is marked as true. Remember, index starts from 0 for the items in the list box. Now let's start with addition of one more validation in the user form. To avoid adding duplicate admission number in the database sheet, so in the click event of the submit button, declare a variable dim adm num found as string. Now we will use VLOOKUP function to check if the entered admission number exists in database. Type adm num found equals to worksheet function dot VLOOKUP open bracket. The lookup value is the admission number entered by the user. Txt admission number dot text comma will check the value in the column A of the database worksheet where admission numbers are available. So worksheets database dot range A colon A comma 1 comma 0. Now here VLOOKUP function is not defined in VBA, hence we have used worksheet function. The function will check admission number entered in the text field with column A of database sheet. The function will return blank string if admission number doesn't exist. Remember, column A contains admission number as integer and text field returns string value, hence we have used cint to convert string value to integer. So now to add the data in database, only if the admission number does not exist we will use if statement before adding the data. So before with statement type if adm num found equals to blank, then we will add the rows, else close the if statement, show the message box that admission number already exists, please change, comma VB information. Now run the user form. Admission number 4201 already exists. Enter the details in the user form keeping admission number 4201 which is duplicate. Enter other information. Press submit. The message box displayed that admission number already exists. To add multi-page control on our user form, drag it to user form. As we already have controls on user form, select all the control using Control A, cut it using Control X. Now place the multi-page control on the user form. Change the width and height of the multi-page control. Now paste the controls on multi-page using Control V. You can further change the width and height if required. By default, there are two pages on multi-page control. To add, delete, rename or move the pages, right-click on the tab and select the required option. Now to add a new page, select New Page option. A new page is added. Now to delete the page 3, right-click on page 3 and select Delete Page option. Page 3 is removed. To rename page 1, right-click on the page 1 and select Rename option. In the dialog box, type Add Student and press OK. Similarly, right-click on page 2 and select Rename option. Now in the dialog box, type Search Modify in the caption field, press OK. Now for search or modify page, we have created a design on paper and accordingly we will create the user form. You can check session number 6 how to add controls on the user form and change the properties like name, caption, tab index and width of controls. Adding controls on search or modify tab will be same. You just have to drag the controls on the user form. As per the design, the user form is ready for search, delete or modify functionality. Run the user form. Add functionality is in the first page of the multi-page control and search, delete, modify functionality is available in the second page of the multi-page control. For search functionality, first we will populate the combo box admission number with existing admission number available in the worksheet database. Go to the module and create a sub procedure. Sub. Now declare a variable to check total admission number available in database. Type dim total admission available as integer. Declare another variable for loop. So dim ADM counter as integer. Now we will use count a function again to check the total rows available in column A of database worksheet. So type total available is equal to worksheet function dot count A and we'll check worksheets database dot range A colon A. Now clear the combo box before adding any items. So frm student dot cbo adm number dot clear. Now we will run the loop to add all admission numbers one by one. So for ADM counter equals to 2 because the first row contains the heading to total ADM available and inside for loop for student dot cbo admission number dot add item worksheets database dot range a ampersand ADM counter. Now here clear method is used to remove all items before refreshing the data. Otherwise, duplicate number can be visible. Now we will call this method when user form activates or user selects the second page of the multi-page control. So go to the user form and select click event of the multi-page control. So type if index is equal to 1, then call show available ADM. Close the if statement. Remember, index number of tab or page starts from 0. Now similarly, on activation of the user form, select user form, and in the activation of the user form, call the same procedure, type call show available ADM. Now when user form activates or user select search modified tab, then the combo box will be refreshed and it will show all the available admission numbers in the column A of database sheet. Now run the user form and the admission numbers are available in the admission number combo box. Now we'll write the macro for search button so that the corresponding information will be displayed in the remaining controls. So go to the VBA form and in the user form, double click on the search button. Now the button will check the selected admission number in the database sheet and will show the corresponding information in other controls. So first we will check that combo box should not be blank. So type if CBO ADM number dot text equals to blank, then display message box, select admission number, VB information, then exit sub. Now if user selects the admission number, then to identify the row number of the selected admission number, we will use count_a function which we have used to populate the combo box. So declare the variable dim total admission available as integer and dim ADM counter as integer for loop. In this user form, we have list box also. Declare a variable to get the values of the list items. So dim hobby items as integer. Now to get the total admission number available equals to worksheet function dot count a worksheets, then database comma range a colon a. Now run a loop to check value of each row in column A. If the selected admission number found, we will populate the corresponding information in other controls from the same row. So for ADM counter is equal to 2 to total admission available. Next, now if cint CBO admission number dot value equals to worksheets database dot range a ampersand ADM counter, then and if. Here we can get the row number in which admission number is found. We will declare a global variable dim required row as integer. Now we will store the row number in the variable which we can use to delete or update the information. So required row equals to ADM counter. Again, here we have used cint to convert the string value to integer value, as admission number is saved as integer in the worksheet and the text box or the combo box returns string value. Now to get the value from worksheet, we'll use with statement. with worksheets, database, and with. Now within with statement, type txt name m dot text equals to dot cells ADM counter, comma 2. Similarly for class CBO class dot value equals to dot cells ADM counter, comma 3. So similarly for other text boxes, we can store the value from the corresponding row in the database sheet. Now in this way we have copied for other text boxes and the combo box. Now for option box, we will select corresponding value. So we will check the value stored in the database sheet. If dot cells ADM counter, comma 9 equals to male, then we will make option box male dot value is equal to true, else we'll make op female dot value equals to true. Then and if. Now for list box, we will check if any item of list is available in the database sheet. For that, we will again apply a loop and use inString method to check. InString function returns the position of the first occurrence of a substring in a string. This function returns 0 if the substring is not found. So for hobby items equals to 0 to lst hobbies m dot list count minus 1. Next, if in string dot cells bracket ADM counter, comma 10. This is the string in which we will check the items available in the list box, hobby items. Now, if this is found, then we will make item selected. So list hobbies m dot selected hobby items equals to true. Similarly, for checkbox, we'll check the value stored in the database sheet. So if dot cells ADM counter, comma 11, then that means if cell value contains true, then we have to show checkbox selected. So chk transport m dot value equals to true, else chk transport m dot value is equal to false. Here, when user will click search button, the macro will search the admission number in the column A of database sheet, and if found, it will show the corresponding value from the same row in the other controls. Now before the for loop, we will make sure that hobbies list box should not have any selected item. So we will again run a loop to make all the items unselected. So I have just copied the for loop, and inside the for loop we will make all these items unselected. Now run the user form. The combo box is showing all the available admission number. Select any admission number, click search button, and the form will show all the related information of admission number 4203. Female is selected as per gender column in database sheet, and the hobbies is showing the dance and singing as per the database sheet. If I change the admission number in the combo box, other controls showing previous information, but if I click search button, it will update the information. So now it is showing the information related to admission number 5212, and if you see, the hobbies and the gender is also changed. Now to clear all the controls, we will create a sub procedure in the module. So go into the module and we will create a subroutine, sub clear search fields, and in this, for list box we will declare a variable dim hobbies count as integer, and with frm student to clear all the fields used in the user form. So .txt name m.text is equal to blank. Similarly, for combo box, the property is value. For list box, for hobbies, count is equal to 0 dot lst hobbies m dot list count minus 1 dot lst hobbies m dot selected hobbies count equals to false. Next, now call this procedure on user form activate event, call clear search fields, double click on the clear button and call the same procedure. Now double click on the combo box and in the change event call the clear sub procedure. Run the user form, select the admission number, click search button. It is showing the related information. Now change the admission number and it will clear the other fields. Click on search button. It is showing now the corresponding information. Click clear button and the form will be cleared. Now double click on the close button and type unload me. Here me refers to the user form. To disable, modify and delete button when user form activates or admission number changed in the combo box. In activate event of user form, cmd modify dot enabled is equal to false, and cmd delete dot enabled is equal to false. Now copy the same line in the change event of the admission number combo box. Now we will enable the modify and delete button when user click on the search button. So in the click event of the search button, make the enable property true for both the command buttons. Run the user form. Both modify and delete button is disabled. Now select an admission number. The buttons are still disabled. Click on search button and both delete and modify buttons are enabled now. Now to implement the delete functionality, double click on the delete button. In the search functionality, the required row variable contains the row number of the selected admission number. Now this variable we will use in the delete and the modify functionality. In the click event of the delete button, before deleting the record, we will take the user confirmation. So we will declare a variable dim del as a string. So message box, are you sure? VB question plus VB yes no. Check the user action. So if del is equals to VB yes, then we will delete the row. So worksheets database dot range required row ampersand colon ampersand required row closing bracket dot delete. Then we will show the message box that data deleted successfully. VB information. Then we will call the sub procedure to clear all the fields. Close the if statement using and if. Run the user form. Select a admission number. Click on search button. The required information is available. Click on delete button. Message box is displayed. If user click on no button, nothing will happen. If user select yes, then the information is deleted from the database. To modify the record, we need to save data from user form to Excel sheet. We will use the same variable required row number which we have declared as global variable. Double click on the modify button and in the click event we will copy the same code which we have written for the submit button. Double click on the submit button. Select the code where we are checking the value of gender option box, the list box, and storing all the values from user control to Excel sheet. Copy the code, go into the second page, and in the click event of the modify button, paste the code. Now we will make the required changes because the field name are different. So declare a variable for gender and hobbies. So dim gender as string, dim hobbies as string, and for loop dim hobby count as integer. Then the field name is opmail m. Similarly, the list box name is list hobbies m. We don't require the VLOOKUP function, so I am removing the line and there is no need to check the length. Remove the and if statement and the else. Replace blank row with the global variable required row and will change the field name. Remove the first line because there is no need to update the admission number and change the field name. Change the message box information data updated successfully. Now run the user form. Select an admission number. Click search button. Information is displayed. So I'm changing the section and the transport information, hobbies, and then click modify. Click OK. Now if you check the information for 5211 section, hobbies and transport information is changed. So now the user form is ready with add, delete, modify and search functionality. You can create your own forms and add the similar functionalities. If you like the content, press thumbs up and share with your friends and colleagues. Subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get the notification of new videos. Share your feedback, suggestion and queries in comment section. Thanks for watching.